For one day in late April, all of the world's 50 hottest cities were in India, with no entries from typically hot regions like the Middle East or sub-Saharan Africa, according to the air quality platform AQI, which logged the data.
대기질 모니터링 플랫폼인 AQI의 자료에 따르면 지난 4월 27일 기준 전 세계 최고 기온 상위 50개 도시는 전통적으로 더운 곳들인 중동이나 아프리카의 사하라 사막 이남 지역이 아니라 모두 인도 내륙에 위치한 것으로 나타났습니다.
Yeah.
This has never happened before in modern history, where
No.
all 50 of the hottest cities in the world were concentrated in one country.
Yeah, so it's not just Korea experiencing these unseasonably warm temperatures back.
We're not even close.
Not even close. So imagine if you're in India right now. Back on April 27th, according to AQI, average peak temperatures across all 50 Indian cities that they monitor hit 44.7 degrees Celsius. The temperatures in the city of Banda reached 46.2 degrees, and the low in the morning in Banda was 34.7 degrees. And so they were all concentrated in this sort of interior heat belt in India. And if looking more long term, experts are warning that if this heat in India continues, it could cross this so-called survivability limit by the year 2050.
이런 데이터를 수집한 이래 이런 경우가 없었다고 하는데요. 바로 지난 4월 27일자 데이터에 의하면은 인도가 전 세계 가장 더운 도시 50개가 모두 다 인도에 있었던 거죠.
Yeah.
굉장히 더웠고 그날 보면 이제 평균적으로 45도에 육박하는 그런 기온을 보였고요. 가장 더운 도시인 만다는 46도가 넘었다고 합니다. 최저 기온도 35도 정도였다고 하니까요. That's unbearable.
Yeah, it's almost unfathomable. I can't imagine what 46 degrees feels like. The only, I guess, comparison would be if I go to a sauna. And sometimes
Maybe.
I think I've been in those sort of cooler, quote-unquote, saunas. They're about in the 40s, but it's still very hot.
전혀 이렇게 가늠이 안 될 때요. It's unfathomable 이라는 표현을 쓸 수가 있습니다. 자, 그러면 표현을 좀 unfathomable 스펠링을 알려드릴까요? Can you spell it for me or shall I do it?
I'll try to do it off my
Okay.
head. UNFATHOMABLE.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Unfathomable. 자, 그 다음에 이제 표현을 좀 볼 텐데요. There were no entries from the Middle East or Sub-Saharan Africa. It was all India.
Yeah, so AQI, what they do is they compile a list of cities. It's not every city in the world. So these entries we're talking about on this sort of list that AQI has. So an entry would be entering something like a list or a competition or some sort of record.
그러니까 그 entry라는 것은 각각의 항목이라는 뜻이 있어요, 원래는. 자, 여기서는 근데 50개의 가장 더운 도시를 각각의 하나의 항목으로 보고 있는 건데요. 그 도시 중에 어느 도시도 Sub-Saharan Africa 아니면은 Middle East 지역의 도시가 없었습니다. 그래서 there were no entries from 어디 이렇게 표현을 하고 있는 거고요. 여기서는 뭐 그 진입한 도시, 기록 이런 정도로 해석을 하면 되겠죠. 자, 보통은 우리가 더운 지역 하면은 Middle East나 Sub-Saharan Africa. 자, Sub라는 건 아래라는 뜻이고 Saharan Africa는 사하라 사막이 있는 아프리카 지역이니까 그 이남 지역. 보통은 이 지역들이 굉장히 덥다 우리가 생각하거든요. So those are typically hot regions.
Usually, right? Many
Yeah.
people, if you ask someone what's the hottest place in the world, you would say, I don't know, somewhere in the Saharan Desert or something.
Yeah.
Usually people will say that. Typically. So in most cases, in a way that is normal or sort of expected, right? 그렇죠.
일반적으로, 전형적으로 typically 이렇게 표현합니다. typically. So typically hot regions가 있는데 none of the 50 cities on April 27th were from those typically hot regions. 다시 읽어볼게요. For one day in late April, all of the world's 50 hottest cities were in India, with no entries from typically hot regions like the Middle East or sub-Saharan Africa, according to the air quality platform AQI, which logged the data. Let's move on to the next headline.
An Israel and US-based startup has unveiled a technology that disperses ultra-fine silica particles in the stratosphere to slow down global warming.
이스라엘과 미국 기반의 한 스타트업이 성층권의 초미세 실리카 입자를 살포해 지구 온난화를 늦추는 기술을 공개했습니다.
So, according to this company called Stardust, what it does is they scatter these particles, which are very, very small. They're invisible to the human eye at 0.5 microns in size, and they shoot it up 18 kilometers above the Earth to sort of reflect the sun's rays. And slowly these particles fall back to the ground, assuming that they are not harmful to people. It's a field known as solar and geoengineering. Geoengineering, talking
Okay.
about the ground, right? Yeah.
그래요. 자, 그래서 어떻게 보면은 지금 날씨 얘기가 많이 나오고 있는데 우리가 온난화를 어떻게 해서든지 늦춰야 되겠죠. 그런 방안 중에 하나가 나온 겁니다. Let's have a look at dispersing these silica particles.
Yeah, when you disperse something, you're spreading out something or you're scattering it over a wider area so that people or things separate and they go in different directions, right?
이렇게 분산시키는 것을 dispersing이라고 하는데요. 여기서는 뭐 살포하다가 되겠죠. Dispersing the silicon dioxide or silica particles.
Right. The fog can disperse after, in the morning you might have fog, but then it disperses as the day goes on, for
그렇죠.
example.
그러면 안개가 걷히는 거를 얘기하겠네요. 그때는 a fog can disperse. What about the stratosphere?
Yeah, so the stratosphere, if you go back to middle school science class, it's a layer in the Earth's atmosphere, right? It's right above what's known as the troposphere, I think it is, and it's about 10 to 50 kilometers above the surface scientifically, but normally when you just talk in regular casual conversation, the stratosphere can just be something that's very, very high, a high level. You can say prices are hitting the stratosphere, for example.
right? Okay. Stratosphere라는 게 이제 성층권이라는 뜻인데 우리 비유적으로는 그냥 굉장히 높은 곳, 그래서 가격이 지금 천정부지로 올랐어라고 했을 때도 그냥 prices have reached the stratosphere 이렇게
Yeah.
표현할 수도 있어요. 그죠? 비유적으로. 그러나 이제 엄밀히 말하면은 atmosphere는 뭐 보통 이제 뭐 우리가 분위기라는 뜻으로 쓰기도 하지만 대기권,
Yeah.
대기를 얘기하고 있고 그다음에 stratosphere가 지금 이 성층권이고요. What was the other one you mentioned?
Well, it's interesting. There's if you look on the internet, there's the troposphere, the stratosphere, the
대륙권, 네.
mesosphere.
Oh my goodness.
There's about 5 layers, but for
Okay.
some reason, people know what the stratosphere is. And that's the one that's commonly used. If you go to Las Vegas, there's a big tower there. It's called It's named the Stratosphere, meaning it's very, very high. It's like Namsan. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
그래요. 그러면 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. An Israel and US-based startup has unveiled a technology that disperses ultrafine silica particles in the stratosphere to slow down global warming. 그리고 하나의 이 테크니컬한 거긴 한데 좀 뉴스 라이팅에 있어서 여기 이렇게 지금 보면은 US 가운데 점을 안 썼잖아요. 저희가 U.S. 이렇게 해야지 원래 맞습니다. 우리가 이제 영어를 배울 때 이런 United States니까 뒤에다가 이렇게 점을 찍는 게 맞긴 한데 뉴스 라이팅에 있어서는 이제 많은 경우 이런 걸 이렇게 생략이 돼서 저희도 그런 방식으로 지금 쭉 가고 있는 건데요.
Yeah.
혹시라도 이걸 보시면서 아니 여기 왜 점이 없을까? 이거 궁금하셨다면 뭐 그런 이유 때문입니다. 뉴스 라이팅은 따로의 기술이 있어요.
That's a good point. That's our EBS style guide. But if you read the New York Times, the New York Times is very
New York Times는 써요.
conservative. Their
네네.
style guide uses abbreviations all the time. Periods all the
맞아요.
time. Yeah.
그래서 사실은 이제 또 이제 그 미디어 아웃렛마다 조금씩 다르기는 합니다. 뭐 BBC 같은 경우에는 지금 저희가 하는 것처럼 이렇게 점 쓰지 않고 하는데 이거는 뭐 따로 언젠가 시간이 되면은 뉴스 라이팅에 대한 얘기를 더 드릴 수 있겠지만 보이는 김에 좀 언급을 드렸어요. Okay, let's move on to the final headline.
A Chinese security expert has demonstrated how AI tools can extract fingerprints from celebrity selfies, warning that flashing a V sign to cameras puts biometric data at risk.
중국의 한 보안 전문가가 AI 도구를 활용해 유명인의 셀카 사진에서 지문을 복원하는 과정을 시연하면서 이처럼 사진을 찍을 때 하는 V 손동작이 개인정보 노출 위험으로까지 이어질 수 있다고 경고했습니다.
Yeah. So this expert appeared on this reality show in China recently and demonstrated how if the pads of the fingers, the pads are where your fingerprints normally are exposed to a camera and photographed from about 1.5 meters away, there's a high possibility that fingerprint information can be extracted, right? It can be taken. And even from all the way back to 3 meters away, could still reveal roughly half of the fingerprint details. So the next time you take a picture, if you're worried about your personal data being stolen, be careful how you gesture during the picture.
그러니까요.
Yeah.
이 손가락 하트 같은 거 요런 거 여기도 지문이 나오세요.
Yeah.
어떻게 해야 되지? 하여튼 손을 쓰지 말든가.
Or just put your hands behind your back, possibly. Right?
그래요. 이렇게 손 모아서 하는 하트는 지문이 안 보일 것 같은데 멀리서 찍어도 지금 1.5m, 3m에서 찍었는데도 지문을 이렇게 딱 캐치해가지고 그게 악용이 될 수도 있다라는 경고가 나왔습니다. 그러니까 앞으로는 요 V for victory 요거는 좀 조심해야 될 것 같다는 생각이 들고 one more thing I want to add is then you might think, oh, then I'll do it the other way around. So, so that my fingers are pointing towards me and the back of my hand is facing the other way. Well, if you do that, the V sign, you just did it. In the UK and in Australia, that's considered profane.
Oh, is it?
Yes. Not in America or Canada, I don't
I've
think.
never heard that before.
I'm not sure about Canada, but I guess not. You're from there.
No.
So you shouldn't do that because that is considered very bad.
Right.
In the UK and Australia and maybe some other Commonwealth countries.
So what I just did right now is
swearing.
Sorry. To all our UK watch viewers.
이거 좀 조심하셔야 돼요.
Okay.
손으로 하는 여러 가지 제스처들이 나라마다 의미가 다르잖아요. 그래서 이게 V 사인을 내가 거꾸로 하겠다. 손등이 남한테 보이게끔 하면 이게 아무 문제가 되지 않는 나라들도 있지만 또 덜어는 이 자체가 금기시되는 나라가 있으니까요. 요거 좀 주의하시면 될 것 같습니다.
Yeah. It's very awkward when you take a picture and you feel like your arms or your hands, you need to do something because if you just stand straight up, it seems very awkward.
What do you normally do?
See, that's why you resort to doing the finger heart or, a lot of people these days do this, try to make your face look
like
smaller,
a flower.
like a flower, things like that. But if you just stand straight up, it's very awkward. So as a news presenter myself, I often have either a pen in my hand or if I'm holding a hand mic, the mic really helps too. Yeah.
그래요. 참. 손을 어디다 둬야 될지도 고민이네요.
But it just proves again that there's no 100% foolproof way in terms of security, right? You would imagine your fingerprints are pretty safe, but there are ways around it.
All right, let's have a look at the expression flashing a V sign.
Yeah, when you flash something, everyone knows what a camera flash is, but when you show something very suddenly or very briefly, you're flashing it. Right? Like a light.
그렇죠. 자, 그래서 보인다. 그래서 V 사인을 하다라는 뜻이에요. 쉽게 말해서 우리가 이게 한번 착 하고 마는 이런 제스처라서 flash라는 동사를 쓴 것 같고.
Yeah.
그다음에 biometric data.
Yeah, so biometric, bio meaning life, right? It's any sort of personal data based on a person's sort of unique physical or biological characteristics, like fingerprints. Another example would be your eyes, right? Your eye, the cornea in your eye.
Yeah, exactly. Biometric data라고 하면은 생체 정보가 되겠습니다. Okay. Oh, and earlier on, I said that it's rude to do the opposite V thing. Maybe it's not necessarily profane because then we're talking about religion and it being blasphemous, but it's definitely not good.
Yeah.
It's considered the same as swearing.
Yeah. Well, I apologize to our UK. In all seriousness, because this is another example of understanding other etiquette for other cultures.
All right. 자, 그러면 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. A Chinese security expert has demonstrated how AI tools can extract fingerprints from celebrity selfies, warning that flashing a V sign to cameras puts biometric data at risk. And that's it for our headlines this morning.